Okay then guys, so let's take you through this Buddy Guy lick. Now, we're in the C minor pentatonic scale. And we're going to start with this bend. Now Buddy Guy is all about the bends, okay? And we're just on the 11th fret of the B string, and I'm going to bend it up a full tone, but really slow. And when I get to the top, I'm going to give it some mean kind of wide vibrato before very quickly jumping to the 13th fret. Don't really let that come down. Jump to the 13th fret and do another tone, but just go slightly higher, just slightly push it, and then back to the 11th fret bend. So you get a nice aggressive bend. Okay, so 3 bends kind of in a row now. You need a lot of control with this hand to do that. Then you're going to come down to the 11th fret, then the 8th fret, 10th, 8, and finish on the 10 twice. So that's just running down the pentatonic shape 1. But the key part is that this is staggered, 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 and then quick. That rhythm sounds kind of like Buddy Guy, right? That's what we're trying to get at. And often it's the rhythms of the players that really is the key. So we've got this first bend, slightly over the top, and then stagger, and then quick at the end there. And then we're going to follow it with this little lick, which is a cool bluesy lick, okay? And we move over to kind of the C major, shape 2, around here, okay? And we're gonna start on the 10th fret with the little finger, then 7th fret of the D string, then 10th fret of the D string, and then I'm gonna grab my first two fingers and originally kind of place them on the 8th and 7th fret, 8th and 7th, and semitone slide them into the correct notes, which is basically just the top notes of a C major chord. And then slide it off. So you get... Okay. So all together you get this. You get the bend. So you've got to be quite quick going into that last section there. And that together is a really cool bluesy sounding Buddy Guy lick. Now, as a quick note on kind of getting the sound of Buddy Guy, a couple of things. On my Strat, I'm actually using the pickup that's one off the bridge pickup. So I've actually got a 5-way selector on my Strat, and rather than have it right at the back, I'm one up from there, okay? And that gives me this kind of honky kind of sound, which I feel is kind of a really realistic Buddy Guy sound. You might want to put a little bit more drive behind it, but I want it nice and clean. And you know, as far as technique goes, it's the same old blues stuff. It's that minor and major pentatonic, you know, combining those two over the top of each other. But really it's that aggression. It's that kind of fact that he will literally just go and then just stop and stare at you dead in the eyes. And that really is what Buddy Guy is all about. It's kind of like a shock factor. He'll just sit there for hours on this, and then suddenly he'll go, and you know, you don't know where that's come from. So that shock factor, that aggression and attack is a big part of his playing. So take your blues lick and kind of spice them up, any you want, as well as this one. Spice them up. So if you've got this lick, you know, it's a pretty standard blues lick. Kind of do it Buddy Guy. That's a Buddy Guy way of playing that lick.